What's good, guys? It's your boy OP Rob here, back today with another One Piece manga chapter review. Thank you guys for tuning in. And since you're here, guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what your thoughts are on the chapter down in the comments below. Okay, so this week's chapter is actually called Itch. And I have to say, I didn't quite know if it was because of Kiku mentioning that she had an itch or whether Yamato mentioned that she had an itch. I couldn't quite make it out, but I think the official translation will give us a better explanation. Anyway, guys, the chapter starts off with Izo being concerned about Kiku's wounds, but Kiku responds that she's a samurai, and so she can handle the wounds and that her heart ached more when Izo left Wano. Now, let's not forget that Kiku was literally still a teenager when Izo left Wano with Oden. Izo apologizes for leaving Kiku behind. And to be honest, I hope that these two are alive when the war is over, because I really think we need to get a full emotional reunion when the war is over between these two, in regards to what, emotionally the impact it had on them, especially Kiku, because she's the younger one out of the two. Kawamatsu asks Izo a very good question when he asks him what Izo thought will become of Wano if they succeed in opening the borders. And I think this is a very good question that many of us One Piece fans haven't actually considered, because it's a case of how will the borders be opened. Although I think that it will be probably at the hands of Zenusha, or maybe Kaido will fall and sort of destroy the borders when he falls, for example. It's something to think about, in my opinion. But I like Izo's response because he simply says that we can discuss this topic after we've survived. When we know, or if we survive, we can discuss this. Because he's just staying on task, because it's more important to achieve what they need to achieve before they even think about that. Which leads me to think that whether there might be some casualties, within the scabbards. It'll be interesting to find out how many hours are also left, on the raid on Hiroshima to till the morning. Because currently we don't actually know what time it is. Maybe it's 10, of midnight or whatever it is. I can't remember exactly what time they were supposed to do the raid, but we need to know how many hours are left. Because it kind of also gives the reader an idea of maybe, how close we are to this fight and this war actually ending. We then cut out to Kinemon deciding to find Momo and ask the rest of the Scabbard to split up. Kinemon and Kiku go the same way since Kanjuro said he's going after Momonosuke. At the same time, Sicilian and Bariete, I think he's called, the monkey geezer, they encounter Nekomamushi, and he finds out for the first time that Pedro died. And I believe he's literally the last mink to actually find out about Pedro's death, since he wasn't there when everyone found out he was with Marco, and he came late to the raid on Onigashima. Neko obviously finds out, the man that did it was Perez Pero, who was responsible for Pedro's death. And immediately Nekomamushi go crazy and is going after Perez Pero. And honestly, guys, what a fight this is going to be, because I think Nekomamushi will win this fight. In fact, I don't think Perez Pero will be able to beat Nekomamushi, if I'm being, because Nekomamushi is pretty strong. And I think he will win the fight. But I just wonder where Oda is going with this, because wouldn't it be crazy that if Nekomamushi defeats Perispero, which I expect him to do, how would that impact the war? Because I do think it's good, because it takes Perispero away from the Marco fight, because I don't know what Perispero was planning on, maybe ganging up on Marco with King and Queen. I think it takes him away, and which means that Marco actually gets to fight probably King without any disruptions. Now, the scene with Yamato and Momo is pretty interesting, because here on the first floor, Yamato's plan of using a dummy as bait could be a good decoy to maybe confuse all-seeing eye lady. The lady, I'm not sure what her name is, the lady that has one big eye, I think it is, and she can see everything. I think we're not quite sure how her power works yet, but she can see stuff. But I'm not quite sure, how well this would work, depending on how extensive her power is. We actually get confirmation that Momo can actually see the battle on the roof somehow, which we don't quite know yet. It could be a case of Junisha showing Momo the rooftop battle, but at the moment we're not quite sure. We can only speculate. I think it's probably good to have a big discussion about this and see how what kind of powers Momo has, because we know he's got some of the similar powers that Luffy has, but it seems like he may have an extra more because he can see. It seems like he can see what is going on. It will also be to it's also interesting to see if Momo's reading Oda's logbook will provide him with some kind of information going forward in the story. But I actually think that Momo reading this logbook and Oden's adventure will be the driving force to Momo telling Luffy that he wants to join the Straw Hats and also go on adventure, probably also to find One Piece as well to help. Because I think this will be where Momo actually learns that maybe, because I think Oden did say that they came too early, and Roger said it as well to Laugh Tale. So I think Momo might come to a point where he's thinking that maybe he may be able to figure out what they couldn't figure out to help Luffy out on this journey. And I think Luffy needs Momo on this journey anyway, because Roger did, and Roger had near enough the same abilities as Luffy, but he still needed Oden. And I think Luffy does need Momonosuke. Now, I have to say that everything after the Momo interaction, guys, is absolutely hilarious in this chapter. I mean, from the Beast Pirates chasing Sanji to finding out that Sanji is carrying Zoro, who's wrapped up like a mummy. I mean, where do I even begin? It's just crazy. But anyway, it turns out that Law had teleported everyone, including Zeus, right in front of Sanji, and Sanji catches them. And I think it's just funny how Law lands on Sanji's shoulders with his legs crossed over, and Sanji says that he doesn't catch men, he catches ladies, which is just typical Sanji. Law asks Sanji to wrap Zoro up, which is crazy because it looks like Law is going straight after Big Mom, which actually means that we are likely to have a Kid and Law versus Big Mom fight soon. Which then tells me that most likely it just seems like it's probably going to end up with Luffy and Yamato fighting Kaido. It seems like that may be the last battle. But Law and Kid versus Big Mom, because I think they're definitely on the same floor. But I'm not quite sure if that's the same floor that King, Queen, and Marco are on. I don't think it is. But I think wherever King, Queen, and Marco are on is where the live floor is. I love the reassurance that Zoro gives to Sanji about Luffy fighting Kaido, and it just shows the growth that the Straw Hats have had over the years. Zoro and Sanji run into Izo and Kawamatsu, and Sanji finds out that Kinemon is going after Momo, which is good because it means that Oda can finally set up a confrontation of Sanji to fight Queen. I say this because, Zoro tells Sanji to go to the live floor, which I am pretty sure is the same floor that, Marco and King are on. And my thoughts are that Nekomamushi will fight Perospero and take him away from that fight. Marco, I believe, will be the one to heal Zoro's wounds, because Zoro he's got to be healed and he's got to fight. And I think Marco will be the one to heal his wounds, possibly along with Chopper, to then actually allow Zoro to have a full-fledged one-on-one fight with King. And finally, we can actually have Sanji versus Queen, which I think has to happen because there is clearly some kind of history between Queen and Judge, since we've seen him refer to Sanji as Judge's son. So I definitely believe that confrontation needs to happen. Now, I definitely enjoy the part with Big Mom, Oti, and Nami. The fact that Big Mom blames Oti for burning down Okoboro town to the ground is so One Piece, man. I mean, just look at how Perospero gets blamed for Pedro blowing himself up, and it's Perospero who actually gets hurt from that. So, I mean, the blame game in One Piece and comedy is just so funny. It's also funny how such a serious scene can be so funny because while Oti and Big Mom are angry, we get Nami trying to be sneaky with both of them, both Big Mom and Oti. But they both just shut her down and tell her that, nah, we're coming after you straight after this. But, it's actually crazy that as cowardly as Nami has been in the series, it looks like she's finally stepping up as a Straw Hat would, because she sees Oti slap Tama. And honestly, guys, Nami's reaction does not surprise me because Tama is one of my favorite characters in Wano. And she's a little girl, so slapping her rightfully angered Nami. It would have just angered me too if I was a Straw Hat, to be fair with you. Now, this fight is truly going to be epic because if you guys remember, Zeus is actually on the same floor as Nami. and they are bound to run into each other shortly. And I think that Nami is finally about to get serious and win this fight. Remember, she did say that she needs more. If her lightning was stronger, she'd be able to beat Ulti. And I think Zeus is that stronger lightning she's going to need and use to beat Ulti. Because obviously, Big Mom actually has Hera now. So she basically has no use for Zeus at the moment, and I think as a result, Zeus is going to go back to Nami, and Nami's going to use her. And man, it's just going to be a fight to watch. But anyway, guys, did you find this chapter as funny as I did? Because I absolutely love this chapter. But anyway, leave your thoughts in the comments, guys, in the section below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, guys. I'll see you later. It's OP Rob here.